Hello, everybody. Welcome to Colette's house. We're having the mom's view. I like having it here. I like sitting up at this table with these chairs. I feel so proper.
I cannot hold still, though.
Get it. It is a more serious topic today, so maybe we can get our note cards out, you know? Over to you, Jim. Talk about that. Do you guys have any updates that are going on in your lives? Holidays are coming up.
I'm so excited. Halloween was fun, and I was actually grateful for Halloween Day because I was not very excited about Halloween.
Really?
I was just like, oh, I just want it to be over. I just want time to go by fast, you know? When you're pregnant, it's just like, please just go by faster. But Halloween was so much fun, and it was such a happy day, and it made me just grateful and more excited for the holidays to come. So I ended up being very grateful for Halloween. It was fun. Winston had a blast actually passing out candy. He liked going around, but his favorite part was passing out candy, which was really, really cute. Yeah. And I'm just excited. I think I'm going to decorate for Christmas next week. I know that so many people are against that. Just it takes so much work to get your house decorated, and I didn't get it decorated for Halloween, so I was like, I better get started.
That's so funny. I'm exactly in the same boat. I usually love Halloween. I love getting the decorations out, but I just didn't make it happen this year. Yeah. So now I'm like, well, fine. I'm decorating for Christmas right now. I don't even care.
Do it. And to me, that doesn't take away from Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving. It's also another favorite.
It's the best day of football.
And I just think yes. I just think it adds to it. Having your house decorated for Christmas is so cozy, and I like that feeling for Thanksgiving.
These months have so much happiness and joy and things to celebrate, and then you just go into the new year and you have the new year, and then it's just kind of like, you know what I'm saying? It just kind of, there's nothing for a while. Especially in Idaho, because it's that spring gloom, doesn't know if it wants to be spring or winter still. Things are trying to blossom, but they're not quite there, so it's brown. So this part of the year is fun.
Yeah, it is so much fun.
It is.
You'll be doing a lot of skiing, though.
Yeah, you'll be living at that mountain. You'll be a little snow bunny.
I'm so excited.
I was going to this year. I was going to try to ski with you.
You're going to with me.
You can't ski when you're pregnant.
Yes, you can.
I can't. I know I will be falling a lot.
I'm not saying I'm going to go on the hardest run and do backflips, but
you've skied the past couple of years. I haven't skied since I was
one time last year. And Jackson taught me and Cooper. It helped because he bought us new skis and they're wider, and I heard that that's easier. But I did go the year before, and I had been snowboarding, and so I hadn't gone before that, though, since I was in middle school, like you guys in the same boat. And then Jackson randomly bought us skis last year for Christmas, and I didn't have the heart to be but I'd rather snowboard. So I went along with it, and then I was like, oh, this is way easier, way easier. And the skis, I didn't wreck one time. He was a good teacher, and I just took my time, and I went slow, and I was like, you can go down the mountain, I don't even care. I'm just gonna take my time, focus on the basics. And Cooper was skiing with me, we were learning together, and that was really fun to be doing that together. He was way better than me, way faster.
I know, they pick it up so fast when you're that little.
I remember Brock just flying by me. I was like,
no, he's so fast.
I just am looking at this bird. I'm taking my time. The kids are zooming by me. I was like, whoa.
They're smaller. When they fall, it doesn't hurt as bad.
I know, right?
And younger.
Less
bounce
room to fall,
Casey really wants Winston to ski this year.
I think that's the best time to start them, though, is when they're young.
I'm excited for him to try, but I just wish that I could be there, that mom and me. I just want to be there, but it will probably be better if I'm not, because I'll be like, don't let him do that. Where Casey will know that he can, what he can do, and I'm just like, he's a baby.
I'm amazed that Shay and Casey can teach them and do it at the same time. That thought of that terrifies me, to try to teach Cooper and hold him. I'm like, we would be a hot mess, just snowball rolling. But they ski backwards and are videoing at the
really
same time.
Talented.
You guys are talented.
I know.
But they've been doing that since they were so young, so that's why it's good to start them.
It is good, and I am excited just to see, but...
Yeah, I can't believe my kids are all better than me, and it makes me so proud of them. They're going to be amazing.
You're really good, though. You really, inspired me last year when I saw you. I was like, okay, Colette's doing it. I can definitely do it. I know she was afraid, and she's not being afraid. I can't be afraid either. You have good form, too. I was, watching your little butt. It was moving so good. I want to look like that. I kept asking Jackson, does my butt look like Colette's? And he's like, I'm not looking at her butt. I'm like, I'm giving you permission.
That's hilarious.
Sorry. Took it to that inappropriate level. Speaking of inappropriate, just kidding.
Speaking of.
Well, we do want to hit on something very lightly, but it's kind of like treading light water, just because we don't want this to go in a direction where our hearts aren't at. But I think that we do want to touch on it a little bit and maybe some worries or concerns that we have for our kids and for us, just because our babies will be born into a new presidency, which is so weird for me to think about. I feel like we've had Obama for 8 years and I don't know. So just touching on politics, and how do you guys handle in your households? Like your kids, are they saying anything that they've heard from school or from other friends? Like how do you guys teach them about that?
Shay and I have actually been really back and forth. Like we've been watching all the networks, just kind of like, I don't know. And some days we're like with one side and some days we're with the other side. And then other days we're just like, I don't want to even look at either one of you. Right. It's just kind of, it is scary. And there's been so much conflict and so much upheaval with this election that it just feels like turmoil. It feels like, what is going on in our country right now? But I do ultimately just feel like, you know what, I'm just going to trust in the universe and I'm going to make the best decision possible. Honestly, still haven't made my decision, but I am going to vote. So we'll see what happens.
It is really hard. And I think the interesting thing to me, having Braylee, who's older and she's been paying attention to the election, I can see how much teachers and just our community have influenced her. And so I've really challenged her to do research herself and to find out things for herself, because it is definitely more one-sided what she's hearing. Right. Like that's not fair for you to just listen to one side. Right. If you have this opinion about this person, you need to be able to say why you have this opinion about this person and why you don't have a better opinion about this person. You know, there's good and bad with both, and I really want her to know for herself. Right. I think it's so important. We can't anymore go by like, this is how I was brought up. Yes. My parents believe this, so I'm going to believe this. We can't do that anymore. We have to think for ourselves and what we see is best for our country. So it is good to start them at a young age knowing that. Like, you don't need to believe what I believe. You need to believe in what you believe in for yourself. So it has been interesting this year. But it's also hard for her to understand like why I would say that. She's like, all of these people are saying this person is terrible and they do this thing and they do that thing. Like, well, do you think that this is okay what this person is doing? You know, it's just, it's so hard.
It is hard. And what you hear is not unfiltered, I guess. You know, it's like coming from everybody else's opinion. So you really do have to form your own opinion based on the facts or based on your intuition. And, you know, I am a firm believer in praying about it, because like the God or universe or whatever you believe in is out there for your own good and to help you. And I feel like that's always a good option. But you have to know the facts too. Like you have to, you can't just be like, oh, I have no idea who's going to do it, but you know, I'll pray about it and get an answer or whatever. But you just, like, you need to know for yourself what you kind of think, and then go on your intuition. Like, go on, like, what feels the best? Deep down inside, what does my gut tell me?
I also think that adults need to do the same thing that I've been telling Braylee to do. I see so many posts and that are one-sided, one or the other, and they are attacking. They're not even, like, saying things in a nice way or like what they believe in because they feel strongly, or I don't know how to say it. They say things so negatively. It's just like put out there in such a negative way, and I feel like it's just one-sided. They're not seeing, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
No, I know what you're saying. I feel like I'm terrified to even minimally dip into the waters, because I will be the first to admit that I don't know everything about each politician and everything that they stand for. I know enough. Jackson is very, very passionate about politicians and the whole history. He knows so much. And so I've heard a lot from him, but I've even like thought for myself, just because my husband feels this way doesn't mean that I need to feel this way. But the little things that I do know or I have put out there, or I've like, even just to gain more information or to gain people's opinions, I feel like people are so quick to attack you. And they're so quick to just be like, to start a fight. And that was one thing with like watching the presidential like debates, just having them go back and forth. The way that it made me feel was like, I don't feel like either one of them really was like, I just want to make America great and this is what I'm going to do. It to me, and this is my own personal opinion, it just seemed like they were like trying to make the other person look worse. Like, how can I make this other person look the worst? And I got on a big like conversation with my dad about it. I was like, I just don't think that this is very kind. I think that all they're doing is name calling. And he was like, that is a part of the history of debating and politicians, and that is kind of how it's been. But to me, I'm like, that's so much energy wasted in a place where I wish that they would just take it and be like, this is what I'm going to focus on as me and what I can do for our country. And I feel like there's just been too much negative energy boosted around. Like, people are almost loving watching them fight. Like, Saturday Night Live has had such popular views now because it is hilarious to watch and like make fun of them. But I'm like, is that where like really where we're at as a nation right now? Where we're just glorifying watching these people tear each other apart?
Right.
I'm like,
It's sad that there's no positivity that comes from it. We're watching these two people bully each other. Then you get on like Facebook and it's the same thing. These people are bullying each other because they don't have the same exact opinion. It's just so much negativity. There's nothing positive. Like, why can't we ever focus on the positive things that each candidate is trying to bring to America?
Right.
But they're not always focusing on that either.
Yeah.
So
I think
it's
a lot of
it gets
times they're
lost.
defending themselves.
Yeah, right.
It just is like, it's just a vicious cycle, really.
it's easy to get defensive about it and like passionate. I've even seen Jackson and myself, like people will call me a name and then it's like, I want to, like your natural reaction is respond like that. And that's when I'm like, I don't even feel comfortable talking about it anymore because I feel like I always offend somebody and then I don't really know enough to really like defend myself and for believing that. And so then I feel like that's even worse. So I feel like if we want America to be great and we want the best, we should be encouraging each other. And well, here's a great article you could read. Maybe it will change your opinion. But it's like if you don't see eye to eye with somebody right away, they're like, well, you're an idiot. You don't know anything about politics. And I'm like, you're right. I don't know the most, but I'm trying. And I don't know. It's just been something that's, even for Cooper to see them debating like that, I was like, oh gosh, how do we explain this to our kids?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I actually totally agree. I feel like they've been fighting like babies. I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like, okay, I can't watch any of this anymore. Oh, I have to go meditate or something.
You're good because I'm like, this is quite entertaining. If anything.
Do end up laughing sometimes. I'm like, really?
Like in shock, I'm almost like, is this really happening on national TV right now? Like half the time when, I'm just like,
My favorite thing about the election is bad lip readings on YouTube. They're so funny.
The ones with
Makes
Mitt
me die.
Romney would kill me. I was laughing so hard.
the guy who invented that is awesome. I love the football ones. Those ones always, like I have tears strolling down my face.
I watched them so much that if I ever watched like any debates and I heard their real voices, it was so weird to me because I was so used to the voices that
That's not your voice.
My other favorite thing is when people face swap them on the debates. I was laughing so hard.
See, we can
rolling.
find humor in hard times. That situation.
And I think ultimately we need to remember that we are a country that we need to be united and not divided. And yes, we all have a different opinion on who should be our next leader, but ultimately whoever it is, we need to support them and work together. That's my opinion.
It's very true.
I like what you said, that I kind of feel like you're trying to say, don't just be a follower because a lot of people are wanting that. Like you need to know for yourself who you really agree with and why, and like how you feel that in your gut. And like I was even saying, there's some things with Jackson that like we've gotten in some fights about things that politically that I'm like, I just don't agree with you on that. And we've sat down and debated it out and then like, okay, I can see your side, but I just hate how much contention it brings. It's like automatically if you don't agree with somebody else, you're an idiot. And I don't think that that's fair. I feel like we should be like, we can politely agree to disagree and just be in the support that we all want the greatest outcome, right? Isn't that what we all want? And I feel like there's just been so much hate and contention and fighting bred through this whole process that it's like seems normal.
Yeah, and pointing fingers and even bringing up things that have nothing to do with the election, but it's just a time to be like, well, you're this and you're that, and I'm going to poke at this because I can right now. I'm going to shove this article down your throat and make you feel terrible about yourself. It's just so bad. Like sometimes you can just keep your comments to yourself and like and take a step back. If you feel like this is taking over your life in a negative way, take a step back and remove yourself from social media for a little while and really think about what you want. And I also think that when you're voting and when you form your own opinion, it's okay to keep it to yourself. You don't have to tell anyone who you vote for. You don't have to tell anyone what you think or feel. You can keep that for yourself. Then you don't have to fight with anyone. And
it is a very, very, very personal thing.
It is, and it should be.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm glad that we can like all agree to, because I even think if we all three sat down and talked about different policies and things we believe in, even though we have very similar backgrounds, I'm sure there's a lot that we wouldn't agree on. Right. But the thing is out of respect, because of who you are, not just because you're my family, like we would all walk away feeling like that's our opinion and that's great. And I think that's what we're trying to promote here today on the Moms U, about everything that's going on, and just believing in that you can know for yourself who you want to vote for and stick to that. I like that.
Spread love
Yes.
and positivity.
Can we just go back to the hippie era? It's like peace, love for everyone. That's what we want.
I really like what you said about standing united as a nation, because no matter who our president is, we can do so much just as Americans. So I really love that you said that. I agree.
I have faith in America.
Yes.
No matter what, we can do
We
this.
will prevail.
We will get through this. And if not, like, let's just all eat some chocolate, dial it back a little bit, really consider if what we're putting out there is positive,
Yes.
you know? But anyways, as always, thanks you guys so much for watching the Moms U and being so positive, right? We're all gonna be positive and loving about this. Make sure you guys leave comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the Moms U. Bye, you guys.
Good luck.